The tornado that slammed Kansas nearly destroyed the tiny town of Greensburg, and the floods that followed compounded the state's problems. Disasters like these overwhelm local communities' ability to respond, so the Kansas National Guard got the call. Only Governor Kathleen Sebelius says her force is depleted.
We have personnel on the ground, but about half our trucks are gone. We don't have front loaders and dump trucks. We don't have flatbeds that move heavy equipment.
Some of the Humvees and other vehicles in Afghanistan and Iraq were brought to war by state National Guard units, but the equipment stayed behind when the guardsmen returned home, and so many states are running short.
Kansas is at 50%.
And retired General Stephen Coper, who now heads the National Guard Association, says that is about average. He says states can pool their resources for a disaster like a hurricane, and the Guard moved in quickly after Katrina hit the U.S. Gulf Coast nearly 2 years ago. But a tornado can wipe out a town like Greensburg instantly.
So in that case, you go with what you've got, and if what you've got is only a percentage of what you ought to have, obviously, the people that you need to help are going to have to wait a while longer.
At the White House, Press Secretary Tony Snow said state and federal officials talked even before Greensburg was declared a disaster area.
On the basis of those conversations, the federal government began moving assets into the region before paperwork was done because it was important. As a matter of fact, FEMA had resources moving in within a couple of hours.
The Kansas Guard commander says the state is fine for now, but the governor states her concern involves the cleanup.
It's debris removal, it's clearing the road so that the new electricity poles can be set, it's getting the wiring done.
This is not numbers of soldiers, this is not an ability to respond, but it is an ability to carry out the recovery operations without proper heavy equipment.
In other words, recovery will take longer.
That would be my assessment.
The Army has proposed spending $20 billion over 5 years to replace National Guard equipment. But the Guard Association president says twice as much money is needed. In every state, he says, it is not a question of if, but when National Guard units will be called to respond to disasters they are ill-equipped to handle. Jim Fry, VOA News.